My sister reconnected with our parents after they had abandoned her. And she banned me from attending her baby shower. But her husband invited me so I could tell the whole truth. When I was 18 years old, my mom and dad packed up and left. They had always been somewhat unstable. But I never thought they would go that far. I had just graduated. Was working full-time at a grocery store. And they left me and my 12-year-old sister, Anna, in the house with almost nothing. They told her they were going to get settled. And that they would tell us where they were so we could come join them later. But that never happened. At first, I thought about calling Child Protective Services. Or trying to get help through some official channel. But I knew how that would end. We would be separated. They would probably take Anna into foster care. And God knows what would happen to her. So I made a decision. I stayed. I took extra shifts. And gave up the community college I had planned to attend. My life became work. And making sure Anna was okay. That was it. It was not easy. And I am not trying to make myself look like some kind of saint. There were moments when I felt resentful. Tired, angry. Especially when I saw people our age living normal lives. While I was trying to figure out how to pay for food. And all the things a school-aged girl needs. But I did it. I kept a roof over our heads. I gave up a lot so Anna would not have to. I helped her finish school. Apply to college. Signed loans for her. Helped her move into her dorm. I was not just her older sister. I was a kind of mother to her. When she graduated and moved into her own place, I thought maybe we could start just being sisters again. That maybe the worst had passed. And for a while, things were good. We stayed close. I never threw my sacrifices in her face. Never made her feel like she owed me anything. I just wanted her to live the life I could not. Now Anna is an adult. She got a job. Is in a relationship with a man. And is about 6 months pregnant. A couple of months ago, we were talking about the baby shower. I was helping her plan it. Then she started pulling away. Not replying to messages. Canceling meetups. I thought maybe she was overwhelmed. Tired. Or just stressed with everything. I do not know, but something felt off. Turns out she reconnected with our parents. I did not even find out from her. I found out from someone who saw all of them together at a brunch. I confronted Anna, and she admitted it was true. She said they reached out. And she wanted to give them a chance. That she wanted to start fresh. And let them be part of the baby's life. I told her she could do whatever she wanted. But that she should be careful. She told me I was being negative. That I was stuck in the past. Then she told me I was no longer invited to the baby shower. Because it was going to be a positive, family event. And she did not want drama. I do not think I have ever felt that kind of betrayal before. I raised this girl. I gave up everything. To make sure she did not have to sacrifice her life the way I did. And now she throws all that away. And uninvites me like I am nothing. I think the real reason is that she does not want people to know the truth. That her parents abandoned her and her older sister. And that I stepped up. And became her mom for 6 years. While they were off doing whatever they were doing. Now she lets them act. Like they have always been there. Like they supported her. It would have been one thing if she had said she wanted to give them a chance and forgive them. That is her choice, not mine. I know I do not want to do that. But I am not going to force her. But to toss me aside. At the first chance. Because they came back. Yes, I see that as a betrayal. I worked 2 jobs. So that she could stay in her dorm. And not go back to a freezing apartment with no food. I took out loans just to cover her textbooks for 1 semester. And now these so-called parents are acting like they actually did something. I reached out to her again and told her this was crossing a line. She basically told me that if I really cared about her, I should let her have this moment and not bring up the past, that this was not about me. And I guess that is what really hurts. Realizing that she saw me just as a ticket to a better life. But now that she has it, now that she has a stable partner and a baby on the way, she does not need me anymore. I never expected a grand reward or recognition. But I did not think she would erase me. I did not think I would be treated like some bitter ex-family member, just trying to cause problems. She used to call me when she had a bad day. Now she does not even tell people I exist. I even overheard someone at her work ask if she had any siblings. And she said no. The final straw for me was hearing that our parents are now taking credit for raising us. That they are telling people they made some mistakes. But in the end, they came through for us. I cannot live with that. I cannot pretend that never happened. And Anna is going to let them feed a lie, just to create an image that looks better than the truth. So now, I do not care anymore. I have not reached out to her again. But I am seriously considering sending a message to her boyfriend, Elian. I think he might at least listen. Maybe he does not even know the real story. I am not trying to destroy her life or sabotage her relationship. But I think he deserves to know what kind of family he is getting into. And honestly, I just want at least one person in that circle to know the truth. So, would I be a horrible person if I told him? Update 1. I ended up messaging Elian, Anna's boyfriend. For those who may not know, I did not want to drag him into something that was not his. But at the same time, I felt like he deserved to know who those people really were before they got handed the good parents version. So I just sent him a message and asked if we could meet for coffee. I told him it was about family matters. He did not ask too many questions. Just said, sure, tell me the time and place. We met the next day. I told him everything. Even how they did not even say goodbye to Anna. They just left a note and walked out. I still have that note, by the way. It is vague and full of nonsense like, we will be back when things are resolved. Things never got resolved. Or maybe they did. And they decided we were not important to their lives. When I finished, he said he had a gut feeling that something was off. According to him, Anna had told him that our parents had always been in the background, just too busy to be present all the time. That they were going through financial hardships, but stayed in touch and supported her as best they could. It was such a strange thing to hear. Honestly, I laughed, not because it was funny, but because I had no idea she had rewritten it that much. And Elian could tell I was not really laughing. He just said something like, I figured there was more to it. He said he appreciated that I was honest. And that he was not going to start a fight or anything. Just talk to Anna. I told him that was all I wanted. I did not need him to fix it. Just to know what really happened. Anna showed up at my house 2 days later. I knew from the second I saw her face that it was not going to be a friendly visit. She was furious. She told me I was trying to sabotage her family. That I had always wanted her to hate our parents. She said I was manipulative. That I played the victim to gain sympathy. That I needed everyone to see me as her savior to feel better about my life. I asked her one thing. Why she was letting people believe things that were not true. Her answer. They want to be part of my life. And I want to have real parents. No, I do not think of myself as her real mom. But I acted like one. And I sacrificed like one. Even though I did not have to. It is impossible to know. But sometimes I wonder with all that is happening. What would have happened if I had called Child Protective Services? She said maybe I needed therapy. I told her maybe she needed a reality check. Eventually, she left, still furious. I was not going to stop her. After she left, I kept thinking about what she had said. About whether I had a savior complex. About controlling her. And I will be honest. It made me doubt myself. Because the truth is, I was strict when she was a teenager. I was just a kid trying to act like a mother. And probably, I overcorrected. She did not go to parties or anything. But I was hard on her about grades. About homework, about staying safe. Because I was afraid of losing her too. I did not have any kind of role model. Our parents were never really present. Even before they left. And when they did leave, I was making things up as I went. I never asked to be her mother. I just did not see any other option. And maybe I made some decisions that were more driven by fear than by love. But I was always there for her. And I do not think being permissive would have helped anything either. I think it would have been worse now. If she has an education and a good life, it is because of her effort, and mine. But she seems to forget that last part. I also keep thinking about Elian. About what he must be thinking now that he knows both sides of the story. I have not heard from him since Anna came to my house. But I would not blame him. If he is trying to handle things carefully. I know I made mistakes. But I was there when it mattered. When she cried. Because she could not understand why Mom and Dad were not coming back. When she searched through the couch cushions, looking for money for food. When she graduated high school. And I clapped louder than anyone. Because I felt like we had made it together. Anyway. I do not think there is a way to fix things with Anna. It is not like I can overlook her betrayal. And just carry on like nothing happened. Because one thing is very clear to me. Our parents have not changed. Even if I have not seen them. And it is likely they will disappoint her again. But she is an adult now. And I will not be there for her. My job is done. Update 2. One of my old school friends messaged me after the baby shower. We had not spoken in a while. But she was close to Anna while we were growing up. And still keeps in touch with her. She was invited to the baby shower. And was able to tell me some of the things that happened. She told me our parents were there. Acting like the proudest grandparents in the world. That did not surprise me. What did surprise me was what they were saying. Apparently, they have been telling this whole story. About how I was a difficult teenager. Who ran away from home when I turned 18. Making life hard for Anna. They claimed that they were the ones who were there for her. And that I was nothing but a difficult person. Who came in and out of her life. Hurting her every time I could. It is something they can get away with saying. Because part of Anna's current circle is made up of people she bonded with in college. People I do not know. A perfect audience for my parents. To twist the story of what they did. Only my friend and Elian knew anything different. But that did not help much. Both my friend and Elian tried to speak up. But Anna shut them down. Elian contacted me the morning after the baby shower. He apologized. He said he had no idea they were going to go that far. He said he tried to step in when he heard them talking. But Anna pulled him aside and said a few things. She told him he was making things worse. That he was trying to disrespect her parents by embarrassing them. In the end, they argued. And he ended up going back home. Leaving my sister there. My friend also left. When my sister told her to shut up. It does not change anything in my life. That these people I do not even know think that about me or believe my parents. But it does hurt that my own sister does. If the roles were reversed, I would owe everything to my sister. I would never have gotten back in touch with our parents after what they did. And I would be the first one to shut them down out of gratitude for her. But realizing that I sacrificed so many things I will not get back. That is what hurts the most. Even my partner tells me that all of this is consuming me because he sees me sad, depressed, and drained. But all I can think about is that I had plans, and I never got to follow through with them. I do not know if I would have lived a very different life, but I would have liked to try. To have gone to community college. To have gained some knowledge. And until now, I thought I had done it all for a noble reason. That is why this hurts so much. Elian said he was going to talk to Anna again. He does not agree with what is happening. But he also said that she is completely closed off. I do not know what he expects to come from that. And honestly, I do not expect much. I do not think it will make much of a difference. I just wish she had the courage to admit it out loud. And I wish she would at least stop letting everyone spit on the years I sacrificed to make sure she had a future. I am sorry for dwelling on this so much. But it is the only thing I can think about lately. It is the fact that being good was the worst decision I ever made. If I had really been the bad sister, it seems I am now. At least I might have had a good life. It is like karma is punishing me instead of my parents. Or maybe karma does not exist. And in life, bad people get things they do not deserve. Update 3. I had not planned on going. I told myself I was done. After everything that happened. That I needed a mental break from all of it. But then Elian messaged me again. About a week after the baby shower. He apologized for how everything had played out. And said he wanted to talk. I almost ignored it. But I thought, after all this, there could not be anything worse. Nothing that would hurt more. We met at a restaurant for lunch. Because it was the most convenient for both of us. He looked tired. And not just the normal kind of tired. That comes with expecting a baby. He told me things with Anna had been a mess since that day. That everything had exploded between them afterward. Apparently, Elian told her he did not want their child to grow up watching her constantly fighting with her sister. And that he wished she had handled everything differently. Then he asked me if I would come to a dinner his mom was organizing for some family members and close friends. Kind of like a follow-up to the baby shower. But smaller and more low-key. He said he thought it was time for people to hear the truth about how Anna was really raised. That I did not have to come if I did not want to. But that if I did, he would support me. At first, I thought it was a trap. But something in the way Elian said it felt genuine. Like he really was going to back me up in all of this. My intention was not to go and show Anna the truth. She knows the truth very well. But I needed to speak. To get some things off my chest. Because it felt unfair. That all of this was happening. And I was not allowed to say a word. The dinner was held at Elian's mom's house. There were around 12 people there. Some of Anna's friends. Her in-laws. And a few older family friends. My parents were already there when I arrived. They gave me sideways glances. Halfway through dinner, Elian brought it up. He said something about how proud he was of Anna. But that it was important to acknowledge how she got there. Then he asked me if I would mind telling everyone what it was like after our parents left. He gave me the perfect opening to say everything I had been holding in. I said that when I was 18, they packed up and moved to another state without warning. And left Anna with me. I said I did not go to college. I worked 2 jobs. And made sure she stayed in school. We went to therapy. She graduated. She had a future. I said our parents were absent for years. 6 of which I became her mother. There were no visits. No phone calls. No birthday cards. They just left. Anna's mom. Because I do not consider her my mother, even if Anna still does. Interrupted with a comment. About how that was not entirely true. But I told her to be quiet. Like she had been for years. Because the adults were talking. And she had never acted like one. I told her that disappearing from your children's lives is entirely true. There are no nuances or sugar-coated excuses. It was a choice. And if she now feels ashamed, because everyone here, even actual parents like Anna's in-laws, see what kind of trash parents they are. That is not my problem. Elian's parents turned to him and asked if all of this was true. And he said yes. I also said Anna was ungrateful. That she did not appreciate anything I had done. That she valued a couple of horrible human beings who left her with her 12-year-old sister. More than the sister who gave her everything she had, and more. I said our parents, by the way, took absolutely no responsibility. Not emotional. Not parental. Not financial, for their youngest daughter. That made my parents visibly uncomfortable. And it should have. Because I am talking to a lawyer about my case. Anna did not say much. Not even to her husband. She did not defend them. But she did not defend me either. She just kept her head down and said she did not want to argue about the past. And that she did not want her baby to grow up surrounded by fights. Which, supposedly, she knew would happen if our parents were part of her child's life. After that, the dinner pretty much ended. People started making excuses to leave early. Elian's mom hugged me when I left. Elian's mom told me she was glad I had come. It sounds like the strangest thing. But it was the most maternal thing I have ever received in my life. And from someone who barely even knew me. Anna barely looked at me as I walked out. But I do not regret going. I said what I needed to say. What I wanted my sister to hear. And that is all that matters to me. I do not know where things go from here. I am tired. I have spent more than half my life trying to maintain a relationship that clearly does not matter to Anna in the same way it matters to me. Elian has not said much since then. I know that what he did, and how he did it, must have caused problems in their marriage. I feel bad for him. But not for my sister. I feel bad that this is causing issues in his marriage. But I do not feel bad that the marriage is with my sister. A woman who conveniently forgets years in order to gain something for herself. I do not know what is going through Elian's mind right now. But he must be thinking the same. Yes, otherwise he would not have done what he did. He would not have let things unfold the way they did. Yes, I am talking to a lawyer. I can file a claim for back child support. It will not give me back the years I lost. But if I can recover some of the money, it will make all the difference. Update 4. Anna reached out to me about 2 weeks after the dinner. At first, it was just a text message. It simply said, "Do you want to meet?" I sat with it for a while before replying. But I realized that saying yes would be like falling back into the old habit of being available whenever she needed something. I told her that if she had a problem right now, she could go to our parents. She said it was not about that, and that she really needed to tell me something. So I agreed to meet for 15 minutes at a park near my house. I also needed her to return some sweaters I had lent her over the years. She admitted she did not know how to handle everything. That seeing our parents again did something in her head. It made her feel like maybe things could be fixed. Even if that meant lying to herself about what really happened. She said she did not expect it to go that far. And that by the time she realized how messy things had gotten, she did not know how to backtrack without making herself look like the bad guy. I told her that her excuse, or half apology, did not move me. That it made no difference. After everything she had done, she did not argue. She did not defend herself. She just said she was really sorry for hurting me. That she got caught up trying to build something new without facing the old first. She said she was afraid of being seen as weak or needy. That if she admitted what our parents did, it would make her feel like that abandoned child again, left behind and dependent. I told her I understood that. But it did not justify turning her back on the one person who never left. She asked me if we could start over. I said no. That is not going to happen. You showed me I should not trust people. And it is going to take me a long time to heal from that. Someday I will trust someone again. But I am sure it will not be you. I am not going back to that role where I carry everything, while everyone else gets to be the victim or the hero, depending on the audience. Then I asked her for the bag that was supposed to have my things. And I left. The baby was born a few days ago. No, I was not at the hospital. But Elian messaged me the day after and said I could stop by if I wanted to. He is still my nephew. But I do not know if I want to meet him. I do not want that to be used as a way to soften me into accepting my sister again. Elian knows that, and he told me he understood. That he was just asking in case I wanted to, too. I have been talking with him. And he says that although he is still with Anna, he is considering divorce. For now, he has been sleeping in the guest room. Which explains why Anna reached out to me. Maybe accepting that what she did was wrong will help her repair things with Elian. I have already made my decision. Even if her apology was genuine. But I cannot think for Elian. The lawsuit is almost ready. And we are about to officially file against my parents. I do not know how long these things take. But my plan is not to update again. Unless something major happens. At least not until it is complete. Update 5. I cannot predict the future. I do not know what the winning lottery numbers will be. But I have always been sure that my parents would leave and abandon my sister again. It would have been criminal not to think that. When they have always been the kind of parents they are. It was the safest bet. And if I could have placed money on that and won millions, I guess I would not be writing here. But these past months, more has happened than just that. I filed the lawsuit, and I won. My parents had to pay an amount close to $50,000. It is a good thing their financial lives improved after they left ours. Because that allowed them to pay. Even if it meant remortgaging their house. And I have already started spending part of that money. Not in Las Vegas. To test my new powers of predicting the future. But to make up for my lost years. I am in my early 30s now. Many people tried to encourage me in earlier posts, telling me I was not too old to go to college. And maybe I am not. But back then I was. I was too poor to afford even community college. However, this lawsuit, which included my lost opportunities from raising my sister due to my parents, has given me a second chance. I am going to save the rest while using part to pay for my education. I hope that once I finish, not only will I have a better job and a better future, but I will also have enough saved to make a down payment on a house or apartment. My sister is now divorced, sharing custody of her child with Elian. As far as I know, Elian filed for divorce a week after my last post. I do not know what else I can say about that. It has been a divorce, plain and simple. Where Elian's reasons are the same ones I already told you. Fear that she could do the same to him someday. It does not matter how many happy years of marriage they had. To someone like my sister, the day she decides cheating is okay and justified, she will forget all the rest. And if it is not cheating, then it could be hundreds of other things. Anyway, this decision was not influenced by me. We never really talked about her idea of getting a divorce. Beyond her telling me she was thinking about it. And then letting me know. Once she had already made the decision. And my parents? They fled as soon as I filed the lawsuit. But the lawsuit does not disappear. Just because you move to another state. It only makes you look worse. Like you are running from your responsibilities. In the end, they had to come back for a few court dates. No, it does not give me back the lost time. I could be married. With a child. And living a much better life. But at the same time, I have been working through my feelings with someone. And I am beginning to see the sunlight again. I feel optimistic about everything that has happened. And about my chances moving forward. Now, I have my future in my hands. I am the only one who can change things. And I plan to do so. Update 6. It all started 4 years ago. When I wrote my first post. My life has not changed that much over these years. But honestly, I am closer to the life I would have had. If not for my sister. I got married 4 months ago. Yes, no plans for a baby yet. Because I still have a few more classes to finish my degree at the community college I am attending. The good news is that I already have a job related to my area of study. And with that, a better salary. So my life is finally heading in the direction I always wanted. Even if it is a few years late. I still do not have a relationship with my sister. Or my parents. And that is how I want it. There is so much distance between us. That I have not heard anything about them. No. Not even my friend who went to the original baby shower is in contact with her anymore. I have spoken with Elian during this time. He is dating someone now. But when it comes to my sister, we have not talked about her at all. To me, she is just a painful memory.